LeetCode 415, which is string compression, actually adding two strings today, and we will do that because we have done this before but not in C++. So I think let's try to do this in C++, and that might be better because in interviews, it's better to do these kind of problems in C++ because it gives you rough interesting data structure. So without much further ado, let's start doing this add strings problem. So now the problem is very simple. Given two numbers as strings basically, but you say add strings, is actually how can you add strings? So of course you could say I can add strings like ABC plus DEF is ABCDEF, but no, it's about actually numbers given as strings, and you got to add them. Like here 1 1 and 123, it should be 134. I think you got it. It's not that complicated. So let's go. So first thing you would need is a len1 for string. Now we can use size method on strings in C++, so that gives us len1. Similarly, len2 gives num2 dot size minus 1. And what else do you think we would need? So now as we know, we have to traverse these strings backward and then keep adding one at a time, making sure that they are numbers at that point. We can't use any library methods like toInteger or anything. So now in len1, len2, now what else we would need? We'll need a result. Sorry, the result would be string res, but we'll need a that is there. We are going to store our result in this string res and then return, because see, the return type of the function is string. So it's kind of having a local variable with a string which we are going to return is not a bad idea. Okay, so now if you come to int res, int string res, okay, now int sum, we'll need sum obviously. Make sure it is initialized to 0. This is one of the most important thing to remember in C and C++ is to always initialize your local variables, because I've been bitten many times just by not initializing those variables and saying, hey, what's going on, the result is coming out to be stupid. So now we come to our while loop, which is len1 greater than equal to 0. As long as len1 is greater than, or len2 greater than equal to 0, what do? We have to have sum equal to what? Sum equal to, now we could do this in terms of like if then else blah blah blah, but you know what, this is a clever thing here is to write this in a little bit more elegant fashion, which is, let's use some of the things like if len1, see, you can't index num1 or num2 if the indices are 0, so that is use this. So if len1 less than 0, that means we can't, basically we are done with string num1, so then we should return 0, else we should return num1, whatever the character we happen to be at that point, len1. Now you see here the reason why we did num1 dot size minus 1, because otherwise we would be actually probably accessing a null character on the string. So make sure that you don't forget to do that. So num1 len minus 1, okay. So here, and similarly we have to do the same thing for num2. And your mileage may vary, but basically pretty much at this point it is going to be quite trivial at this point. So we got sum. Now carry, what is the value? Okay, so we got to keep, now after you do the sum, there could be possibility that it could overflow 10, like it could be more than 10. If it is more than 10, we have to make sure that we'll add only the, like we have to say to string, and we'll do a sum mod. Now sum is integer and sum mod 10, there you go. So we got only the leftmost digit of the addition, and the other one, the carry, which is 1, is going to be here. So you say carry equal to sum. This is by integer division. So only thing is we have to remember to not also add carry when we do this. Okay, now carry equal to sum by 10. Now before you get out of the while loop, make sure that we have taken care of. See, this is one of the issues that you might see during the interview. You might forget to uh, update the loop indices, and it might become an infinite loop. So that's the whole idea, is that loop, you got to update your loop indices. Now at this point, if we do a return res in a hurry, what happens? If I do a return, what happens? Let's see. And we have a wrong answer. Why we have a wrong answer? Because expected of 134 would be returned some crazy number like 868. How can that happen? That can happen because we have forgotten to do the num2 plus carry. What was carry? Did we initialize to carry? Yes, carry equal to sum slash 10 ln 1 minus minus ln 2 minus minus. I don't see why should have. I mean, I was expecting it to return. If you think about it, I was expecting it to return something um, if you go see, first time it would have written 4, next time 431, even though it would have been wrong, but at least that was the output I was expecting. So what did we do wrong? If you see num1 num2, hopefully we don't have a typo here of any type. So okay, this is plus carry res plus equal to, we just use this C++ elegant string addition. Two strings sum mod 10, carry equal to sum slash 10 integer division, and then we updated the strings len1 len, and then we say return res. Is there a problem now? Now you see this should not be any problem, because we have not done the oh, I see what happened. You see, what did we do wrong here? In order to convert the from character to, we did -1. It should not be -1. It should be -0, minus with the integer value of 0. So basically we had, how do you convert every time you get a character in num1? How do you get its integer value? You basically subtract it by the integer value of the by the ASCII character 0, or the ASCII representation of the character 0, let's just say like that, and that will give you the integer corresponding to that particular string or character digit. And this is what we were doing wrong. Now if you see run, now you see we are almost there, because you see we got 431, we should have gone 134, and that can be taken care by just doing a calling reverse method of the STL, and then just making sure that res.begin, we just pass it in two iterators to res.end before we do a return res. I think that should fix it. So if you do a run, let's see, accepted. All right, so run case 2, I guess they're all accepted. So let's do a submit now. But before we do a submit, let's recap if we did anything, if we did any screw up. So you see here, string add string, we got, so the function signature is simple. You're given two numbers as a strings, num1 num2. You're supposed to return a string. Now I will let you go and do some googling and search to see how come res declared on stack here as a local variable is not. See, we had to initialize these primitive types, sum equal to 0, carry equal to 0. How come we didn't have to initialize res also to like maybe it is maybe a C++ feature, but the bottom line is that's all we need to do. And just don't forget to do this elegant solution of figuring out that, like making sure that we don't index out of bounds, which is in this case, you see, you can't go. I mean, you could be wrong, but you could go. You can maybe on the positive side, it's not that bad, but you just want to make sure that you don't index these strings with negative, or just make sure that these strings are indexed with non-negative number, 0 or more than 0. Now that's why we said if len1 less than 0, we have to return 0. Basically, we have exhausted num1. If len2 less than 0, we have exhausted num2, because you see we are starting from len1 len2 almost pointing to the last digit in those strings, right? And then we have len1 minus minus, so we are basically going backward. So if you see len1 is less than 0, that means we have exhausted num1, and if len2 is less than 0, we have exhausted num2. And we can use this fact to write an elegant statement like this, where we just say sum equal to in one line, rather than if len1 and then and len2 and then else if only len1 and else. So that looks a little bit not very clean and elegant, and this sounds, I mean, we could do further optimization. For example, we could get rid of the variable sum here and just have everything carry, like carry equal to carry plus, and then this expression, and then ras equal to 2 string carry mod 10 carry slash integer division carry by 10, and that's it. But that sounds like you're saving on some few local variables maybe, and few extra statements here maybe, but it's not that easy to read, I would say, because you will think that why is this guy carry mod 10, and it sounds like as if you're optimized it at the expense of readability, and I think this one has a good readability. And I will not take up too much of your time now. I think let's do a submit. So we have a wrong answer. Why do we have a wrong answer? Because we have not added the, suppose, so you gave a test case like 0 and 9, 1 and 9, and then our result was 0, but their result was okay. So we should do the optimization. So if you get rid of this sum 0, let's just do the carry. Now carry, oh, I see what is happening. I see carry plus equal to, let's do the optimization. Now here we say carry, right? And here we say also, right? But what is the catch here? We got to add the case when both len1 and len2 were exhausted, but we still have a carry going. So I think that will take care of this issue. And we still have a wrong answer. Why do we have a wrong answer? Because we said carry plus equal to 2 string res plus to carry mod 10 division, and then num2 len2 reverse res dot begin. Let's see the test cases here. Now you see we are even having this as wrong. So int carry equal to 0, carry plus equal to len1. Oh, I see. Now if with that we don't have to have a separate adding carry separately. If you are already, see, here we go. So we say submit. I think it should be accepted to the, yes, it is accepted. So there we go, folks. We have a add strings represented as numbers represented as strings done today in C++, and it is turned out to be not such a bad problem, because I guess what do we learn from these kind of problems? I guess only thing that we learn extra is, because it's hard. I've worked so many years in the industry, but I've had to solve some more real world problems rather than these theoretical problems where we are adding two numbers. So like, why would anybody do that when you can simply add numbers as integers? So I guess they want to see, hey, do you know how to handle local variables? You know how to initialize local variables? You know how to walk a string, and you know how to write loops, and basically just your general programming practice. So I wish you all the best and see you next time. Bye bye.